There is a beautiful section of the Sonoran Desert that lies between Wickenburg and Tonopah, surrounded by mountains and filled with gorgeous scenery. Unfortunately, some of it is also filled with a lot of garbage.
The Bureau of Land Management was able to find the funding for the dumpsters, the porta potties, and a lot of the help, including some maps they printed up of some known trash sites around here. So when I'm done, if you guys want to take a look at these maps and just head out to some of these trash areas we got, the only thing I'd ask is if you're going out to a trash site to clean it up, just mark it off the map so somebody doesn't go after you and try to clean up the same trash site.
Sadly, there are plenty of sites out here that need to be cleaned up. So Craig Heath, the wildlife manager for this unit, Unit 42, organized an effort to clean it up.
What we're doing out here today is a cleanup, just a unit-wide cleanup that I came up with probably about a year ago, the idea for it. And mainly it was based on the fact that there was a lot of large trash sites out here, a lot of illegal tire dumping, and I've been seeing it over a couple years get worse and worse, and finally got together with the Bureau of Land Management to pay for some dumpsters and get all the volunteers together out here to come out and clean up the sites that we know of, and hopefully a lot of the ones that we didn't know of.
Craig put out the word and nearly 100 volunteers showed up, even on a blustery February day, to help clean up these large rogue dump sites. All this trash is not only unsightly, but can be harmful to wildlife as well as a fire hazard.
Most of the volunteers are people that came out local. There is some that came out from quite a distance away, but there's a group of students from the Natterberg school. There's 3 different Boy Scout troops that came out here to help us. And there's a few hunters and local people that I know that are from Wickenburg and Tonopah that got the news release and came out here to help us.
It's pretty sad that we have to pick up after somebody else. I mean, I know when we go hunting, we always try and pick up our own brass, our own shells, and being Boy Scouts, we leave no trace. It's sad. I'm the committee chair for Boy Scout Troop 194, and the boys are looking for service hours for rank advancement, and I get your emails every month. Most of us are avid hunters, so this is one of the areas that we hunt, and we decided we're going to help clean it up.
So what kind of trash are the Boy Scouts finding?
No, there's like pills. Remember the pills?
Oh no, underwear.
Oh,
underwear.
Dirty diaper.
I know, it was all squishy.
A filled diaper.
Oh yeah, there's underwear with like tuna cans stuck to it.
2 heads.
Very filled with like 4 boxes.
It's growing on the jacket.
It's alive. Oh, man,
The Wickenburg Road right here on up into Aguila has been kind of a popular drop site for some of the undocumented alien traffic that comes through here. And 2 years ago I had the chain gang out here cleaning up a site, and we picked up a semi-tractor trailer dumpster size filled with trash in a couple days. And one of the sites we cleaned up today was another one of those old undocumented alien sites.
Trash left behind by undocumented workers is a growing problem, not only for open land along the border, but for areas like this, which have become part of the migration route.
Basically what they do is once they get into Phoenix or some of the towns in here, they have those drop houses that people stay at. When someone picks them up from a drop house, they pick up all the garbage and the people, take them out to a secondary site, like out in here in these desert spots. They'll dump the people off and all the trash and tell the people that someone will be by to pick them up. And a lot of times they don't know when they're going to come. 2 years ago when we had the chain gang out here, we ran into a group of 50 to 80 aliens while we were picking up trash. And I interviewed a couple of them, and they said they'd been out there for 10 days without food or water, didn't know where they were. So they'll just basically stay out here in the desert living underneath the trees until someone comes to pick them up. So it's pretty harsh conditions for them.
This part of the Hassayampa Valley is an ideal location for all kinds of outdoor recreation, including camping, which is something these Boy Scouts don't want to lose.
Because if we don't, then they're going to close off the land and we won't be able to camp here anymore.
What we're doing is we talked about taking care of the environment, being good stewards of the environment, and so we thought this was a good way to put that into practice. Well, for one, when we talk about leave no trace, that was a lot of stuff we were talking about, and they can see the effects of leaving a trace, you know, as it builds up over time. So that's one of the reasons why we wanted to do this.
Items discarded by undocumented workers aren't the only trash piling up out here. Many people use this area as if it were their own personal landfill. As the wildlife manager for this unit, Craig doesn't think very highly of those who treat this area like a dump site.
I take it real personal, and you know, I've caught a few people dumping out here in the past, and usually through the courts we can get part of the restitution is for them to come out and clean up their trash site and hopefully a little bit more. But a lot of people come out here and they'll dump garbage and they don't get caught. Part of the message I want to try to get across to the folks out here and around the state is the fact that if you see somebody out in the desert with a load of trash in the back of their truck or a bunch of used tires in a trailer, it's probably a good idea that they're not taking it to the landfill if they're heading out into the desert. So if they see stuff like that, they should contact the Sheriff's Department or Game and Fish and report it so we can maybe catch the people doing it.
While the volunteers continued their cleanup in the dense undergrowth, not everything they found was trash.
What?
This tarantula was in the wrong place at the wrong time for one young girl, but it was quickly moved out of harm's way. Back at base camp, Craig organized this event so that the youngsters would have some fun activities waiting for them after they finished their stint picking up trash.
Okay, first two, come on up. Hand them the glasses, here you go.
In order to get people excited to come out here and help out with the trash pickup, what I wanted to do is kind of a little reward for especially the kids that came out, was to have something for them to do. And I arranged to have the Ben Avery shooting facility bring their air gun trailer out here. It's basically a little target range set up inside a trailer that they have to take to events like this. So the kids will get some time and some instruction on gun safety and get to do something fun. And Adobe Mountain, our wildlife rehab center, brought a bunch of live animals out here for the folks to check out too. So there's something for them to do while they're eating lunch, and something more fun than picking up trash.
But pick up trash they did. After 2 days, they had filled over 3 industrial-sized dumpsters with tons of trash and more old tires than you can count. All this work was necessary because some folks won't take the time to drive to an authorized landfill.
I guess the only thing I want to add is when the public announcement for this event went out, I got a lot of emails from people around the state saying, I know of a good spot that, you know, we need to tackle and pick up trash. And so it's not a problem that's just locally to my unit. I know it's statewide. And I'd encourage people, it's a lot of work to put one of these little things together. And obviously the state and government agencies don't have lots of money to fork out everywhere in the state, but if there's local groups, one of the groups that's out here today is the Friends of Saddle Mountain, and they're a local group there in Tonopah that are environmentally concerned, and you know, it's little groups like that that get together, organize a little cleanup on a smaller scale that gets a lot of this stuff picked up.